Oh, ain't that so precious?
I should be telling the real story and not just reading this.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
I'm sorry.
I think Paris's lip is trembling a little bit. Happy Valentine's Day, all y'all lovebirds out there. It's a beautiful thing. What's going on, world? I'm Wesley from Aconnectiontv, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences, and I'm coming back with the Culture Clubb. This is number 13. I don't know how many episodes we'll shove at your face out of this particular bunch here, but we have a lot of new faces with some grand personalities. Okay, you guys already know who I am, but we'll go to my left and then we'll come back around. If you can say your name and your sign, your zodiac sign.
I'm Jeremy and I'm an Aquarius.
Alright, I'm Andreas and I'm an Aries.
I'm Hector and I'm the so sexy Scorpio.
Oh God.
My name is Tehran, I'm Gemini.
You know me, TC, the Libra.
And I'm Wes. I'm the best Leo to ever do it. Okay, I don't know about all the other signs, but Leos are the best up on this panel. But thank you guys for coming. A lot of you guys had a lot to say about me not being bold and blunt on the last video. Now y'all know that's a damn lie because I'm always bold and blunt. And I was asked a question if I would sleep with Tehran or Travaris, TC, and people said that I alluded to the question, but I actually answered it. You just wanted a different response than the one that I gave you. But to be bold and blunt, the answer was TC, if you understood the type of guy that I'm interested in as far as looks go.
Oh, okay.
But to answer your question, that was, y'all already knew the damn answer. Y'all was just being funny. And I don't know, what else did they talk about? You basically got hit hard with from Dwayne with all the questions.
Shout out to my my boyfriend.
Oh, I see. Terrible. But thank you, Dwayne, because you actually got us to start off with this topic for this particular video, which is open relationships. Because Dwayne had asked TC if it's true that he actually wanted to be in an open relationship. And myself and Tehran was caught back like, what? What kind of conversations are you guys having? So everybody was going all crazy on the comments about that particular topic, so I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. Now, the concept of Culture Clubb is kind of like The Real, kind of like The View, but the gay version, if you will, where I want the world that watches Aconnectiontv to see that there are so many different personalities involved with the Culture Clubb being gay. And club is spelled C-L-U-B-B, bold and blunt, so you have to be bold and blunt on this particular panel. So there's no holding back.
No problem.
But what do you think about an open relationship? Could you be in an open relationship?
Me personally, not at all.
Why is that?
I'm selfish.
Okay.
But no, the idea of an open relationship, I get it. However, what's mine is mine, and I'm very territorial in a sense, so no, I'm good.
Okay. What is an open relationship to you, do you think?
Well, open relationship is where you guys are still involved in a partnership, but you have lovers on the side. Actually, I don't know if you knew this, it's actually considered a San Francisco couple is what an open relationship is.
Oh, really?
That's one of the correct terms.
Interesting. So would you?
Nah.
Why not?
And for me, it's not because I'm selfish. It's more because I believe in the boundaries of a relationship. And open relationships, it allows doors to open as well. Two people can be extremely committed to each other. I've seen it happen plenty of times. And one of these situations happened where you and I vibe more.
That's it. Yeah.
Now,
Catch a feeling.
as a partner in an open relationship, if you allow it, you have to set yourself up for that. You understand? Because if he takes connection to somebody else, what can you do? You allowed it.
That's true.
Me personally, I'm not allowing that. I'm not allowing that. That's not my style. Like you said, what's mine is mine.
And let me just clarify what I mean by I'm selfish. What I mean is, I'm selfish in the sense of, again, what's mine is mine, but I'm also in regards to like boundaries, the boundaries in which you speak of. I can control what you do, but if I commit to saying, yeah, we're in an open relationship, then that opens me up to the fact of like what you said. You going out, you messing around with somebody else, but yet we're together, we're committed, and next thing you know, we wake up one morning and you telling me, yo, I want to be with, we're done because I want to be with them, and I'm just like, well, why? Because then like a million and one questions, like, what am I not doing that's going to satisfy
But
you?
do you now have that right to ask that because you allow that person in?
You don't. So therefore, if you're going, because my thing is, if you're going to leave me, I want you to leave me on your own right, but in that right, you have to be able to explain to me the reasons why I'm not fulfilling the need in which it's causing you to go astray. Not because I allowed you or I agreed to, because you can't make a grown person do what a grown person can do. But, you know, because I agreed to the terms of we're together, but yet we are seeing other people on the side. No, that's not going to fly with me.
Have any of you ever been in an open relationship?
No.
Okay. So all of the commentary is based off what you think would happen or what you've heard happen from people that you actually know?
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
as far as people who I know are in an open relationship, normally they're not really connected with the people, those other people. It's more just a sexual fulfillment. So they don't really even know their names or know anything personal about that person. However, I would say people may be in an open relationship and not even know it. And sometimes people cheat on you all the time, and you understand what I'm saying? You're in an open relationship, you may not willingly be in one, but you may be in an open relationship.
But what's the point of being in an open relationship? Like, what's
the thing I was going to say is people who I know in an open relationship, actually, they're still together. The people I knew who was in committed relationship, because the number one thing why people break up is because of infidelity. That's why people break up. So if you don't have that in the equation,
That's not necessary. Well,
no, in most relationships that is the number one reason. So when it's not,
but it's
something you have to worry about.
communication. Communication is the key to every relationship. So if the communication is not there, then that's where the infidelity comes into play, because that person who goes out and cheats, they're not effectively communicating what their needs are to their partner, or they could be.
I was gonna say because that's it.
See,
I can't be telling you how I like my dick sucked and you still using your teeth. And I'm telling you, look, use your lips, use your tongue, no teeth. Okay, cut it out. But for whatever reason, you're not listening, and it's going on 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months.
But is that really a reason?
Listen, no. I'm just saying.
I mean, come on.
I'm just saying. I'm playing devil's advocate. Okay, I'm just saying
he's a
that.
better example.
No, but that is an example. I'm just talking about specifically about sex. I'm just saying, like, for example, if I'm versatile and you're a bottom, or one of you, the bottom or the top, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be pleased in multiple ways, and for whatever reason, if you can't please me, and I'm communicating, you said communication, I'm telling you, boo, look, I like it X, Y, Z, and you trying to give me A, B, C, and I'm like, it's not gonna work. Right. I mean,
but in that regard, in that particular regard, sticking to the verse and the whatever. You knew from Jump Street what that person was. So why are you trying to change that person when they say, hey, you know, if I'm versatile and they're a bottom, look, whenever I want to fuck, yeah, I got that piece of ass, but if I want some dick, then I know for myself that I'm going to have to invest in candy coated nights or something, you know, wherever, go get a toy.
But you know, there is that one person that could be like, you know, babe, you know, if I fall in love, I'll do this and I'll try this and I'll make it work because I want to do for my man and all that. Okay, we're in love, but it's still not happening. You're still not able to.
Well, then they're not being truthful. They're not effectively communicating what it is that they want.
So would it be a bad thing if I do my stuff?
Yes, it would be bad because you have an obligation to that person that's in the relationship with you.
Let me ask you a question, because we kind of feel the same way. So since you're talking about open relationships, then how do you feel about bringing the third in every once in a while? Is there really a big difference between the two? Having an open relationship, which gives you the option to be able to communicate with this other person on a regular, whenever you want, fuck around with on a regular, or does it make a difference if you just come and bring it in together? Every once in a while, you bring in that third party, no connection, no nothing, just sex. As you say,
that's the definition of what I know for people.
Okay.
It's like they don't know the person, and sometimes they have sexual.
No, if it's
when it's out of town, they would never do it while they're in town. So if they go out of town, maybe to Atlanta, they'll meet one person, don't know their name, don't know anything, they have sex with them together. And that's the open relationships I know. Like, it's not considered cheating to them. So when you say cheating, in the people who I know, it's not cheating to them.
Because they know about it.
Because they know about it,
yeah, and they're okay with it.
But again, it goes back to they're effectively communicating what they want, and they more than likely they've set that standard of okay, well, when we go out of town this particular weekend, we're gonna get on Jack or whatever. We're gonna find somebody. We're gonna get them to come, and we're gonna do whatever, and then we're done with it.
I would say
that's different.
One person I know didn't willingly do it. He just said he wanted to make his partner happy. So because he wanted to make his partner happy,
but you still want.
However, they're married together now, and like they don't do that no more. But at the time, he just did because he's like, I want to make him happy. And eventually, I think that he's no longer going to need that anymore. And like now, I don't know what they do, but
again, it still goes back to because he said that he did it for his partner.
Yeah.
But the real question would be, did you effectively articulate that to your partner to let you know, to let them know that, this really ain't something that I want to do? Because at the end of the day, it's like you're sacrificing yourself for a quote unquote selfish need, if one was to consider it selfish. A selfish need of.
We sacrifice a lot of things beyond just.
For the partner.
Well, beyond just sex, yeah. But I mean, I've been in a relationship and we've done the threesome thing. And I'm not really a fan of threesomes, okay? Especially if I'm dealing with someone that I'm in love with versus someone I don't even really know. The dynamic is all over the freaking place. And so after those particular situations took place, I felt weird, I felt different, and I kind of looked at my dude differently. So I can't really say that I could vibe with the whole open relationship thing. I'm not gonna say I'm selfish, but I do like what's mine. Like they're saying, I like to, if you're mine, you're mine. And I don't really want anybody else to know what your ass look like, to know what your dick looks like, to know what any of that tastes like. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm kissing you, I want to be the only one kissing you. But I do think that open relationships can work if you're the type of person that really. You definitely can't be a jealous person. Point blank. Yeah, you can't have not one bone of jealousy in your body because it's not going to work at all. It's not going to work.
Because the only thing you're going to be doing is.
I unfortunately have that jealous bone in my body where I'd rather let you let's open the relationship. How about open the door and I'm out? And you do you and I'll do me. Okay. I can vibe with that.
So if you're in a relationship, yes?
Yes.
So if your boo came to you or your boy came to you and was like, babe, I don't know, I want to try something different, I want to try something new, and he approaches you with the open relationship, I don't know how long you've been together, but I'm sure you have some time invested, would it be that easy for you to just say, okay, I'm out?
Well, me and my dude have been together for a year now. We were actually best friends for 9 years before we got together. So it's different for me, but I think we're too early in the relationship for that to even be a thought in anybody's mind.
Okay.
Maybe years down the road when more time is invested, the question can be brought up. Will I allow it? No.
This is just me. In my mind, I think, what is the point of having an open relationship? Because that means that somebody's not satisfying each other to bring somebody else in. That's how I feel. Mm-hmm. So if it's open, why are we bringing a third person or want to have an open relationship? We need to work on what we have so that we can grow and be better together.
Well,
instead of bringing somebody
I think
else.
it's because you're, and don't take this offensively because I feel the same way, but you're into that old school love. And you got to remember, right now we're dealing with a whole new generation of kids and young adults that don't look on love the way we look on.
Work on what you have, and not even bring the thought in your mind to say, let's have an open relationship. I mean, what is that?
Open relationships are so common right now. They're so common. Not only in gay relationship and straight relationships.
Oh wow!
It's a common thing. It's because America has. It's because America is finally opening their eyes to different things.
Sexuality.
And I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, open relationships is one of them. I know plenty of straight couples that have the open relationship.
So then why
bringing that
with
third.
that person?
That's why they have swingers clubs and things of that nature.
Right.
But I think that sometimes we look at stuff through our eyes, our lens, and not look at it as far as an open view of it. You can't just think, oh, well, why would I do this? Personally, yes, I don't think I can be in an open relationship. But however, they don't, the people who I know, and I just go on, I've asked them, like, why do you do this? So I'm only going on what people have told me. It's not something that someone's not doing. Some people are just sexual beings. They just like sex. So if you can have a fantasy with somebody and do whatever you want to do to them and then go home, then why not? That's how they look at it. They don't look at it as...
Okay, like that, then I can understand that.
That's why one person told me, like, I can trash somebody, well, not to say trash, but I can do whatever I want. I can trash somebody, do whatever I want to somebody, and then go home and cuddle with my boo. And that's how some people, the people I know, have looked at it, and like, that's it. They don't have to ever talk to that person again. They don't have to worry about that person feeling, worry about financially supporting that person, emotionally supporting that person, because it is what it is.
I think one of the biggest issues that I have with that is trust. I'm very big on trust. It's very hard to gain my trust. And the relationship that I spoke of where we did the little threesome, come to find out after 2.5 years being with each other, he was a cheater and he ended up doing his own thing without me knowing about it. And he ended up contracting HIV. So that whole situation right there, it plagues the mind. Like ever since then, I really didn't trust people then, and I damn for sure don't trust people now. So it's like when I think of open relationship, okay, after work you're going home to fuck Miguel, but are you using condoms? Are you being safe? And then you're trying to come home with me and snuggle up with me and let's watch Empire tonight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my mind is always gonna be thinking about that.
But let's go to the question. If you all have all been in a relationship with someone cheated, what's the difference between somebody cheating on you constantly or with other people and someone in an open relationship? What really is the difference between your relationship and their relationship? Well, the fact that you didn't know that the other two people knew.
Right.
Well, in regards to that right there, in regards to cheating and knowing that someone is actively seeing someone else, the difference is you know. Mm-hmm. You know that the person was upfront and said, hey, you know what, we're in this open relationship and I'm going to do my thing on the side. You know, so therefore whatever comes after that, you have full control and you have subjected yourself willingly to that type of behavior. When a person cheats, typically you have the gut feeling, but you don't know for sure until all of the findings come out when it's time for it to come out. And then at that point in time, that's when you do what you need to do, or you stay in and you subject yourself to that bullshit.
But when you get into a relationship, you actually give a part of yourself away to allow someone else to have control over you. So stuff that you normally have control over, you no longer have control over anymore. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
What I'm saying is like your the honesty, the like you don't know what they're doing 24/7. So whatever they're doing has an effect on you and you guys' relationship. So that's what I'm saying is if they're cheating on you and you don't know, regardless of whether you knew or no, it still affects you the same that if someone was in an open relationship. You understand what I'm saying? It's still going to affect both parties the same way.
No, because what the mind doesn't know doesn't harm it.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you don't know, you don't know. Now,
but
you as my partner have to live with that on a daily basis, that you can lay your ass next to me knowing you fucking F, B, C, D, and F. And you okay with that coming to lay with me thinking that we are good. In my mind, we good.
But if it's an STD, it don't matter if you know or not.
Right.
So that's what I'm just saying. Like, it's a situation where it doesn't matter if you know or not. They both affect both parties the same way.
So then let me ask you this question, Tehran. Would you want to know?
What I want to know?
Because this, I see you know, evenly, right, you going back and forth like a seesaw, like,
no. I try to be open-minded, and I just think I have a diverse group of friends that I know who I've asked questions. I like to ask questions, and that's how I get to know, because used to be a very judgmental person. And I understand, like I said, I don't think I can be in an open relationship because, yes, I am selfish. I need to know that you're going to be available for me and fully committed to me whenever I need you at all times. I don't need you to worry about anything that you're going to be with somebody else, or I don't want them to know how you look naked or how any part of your body look. I just know that that's not for me, but I can understand how some people are part of that that culture.
Okay, interesting. So if we together, and I say, you know, babe,
what do you feel? Because everybody else has said something, but you the man.
I think you hear from this question because Dwayne asked him on that episode. So I don't know, Dwayne. I know you're gonna be watching this. So yeah. What do you feel, sir?
I mean, the topic was because of y'all.
I feel what Teron is saying is it's going to affect you in a kind of way, and I kind of heard it because I stepped off for a second. Like, if you mess around and you end up contracting something, it's going to affect your relationship if your partner know it or not. So I think you just have to be honest. You really have to have a conversation with your partner. If you're happy, have a conversation. If you're not happy, have a conversation. Me and mine, we've had a conversation about plenty of things, you know, from sex to relationships to, of course, open relationships. Would we do it? Would we not do it? You know, I think honestly, I think me, it's just better to, you know, just be upfront about it. You know, it's a headache messing around and trying to hide things because it hinders your relationship. It really does.
Nobody got time for that. What was the lady name that she said? Ain't nobody got time for that. What was her name?
Sweet Rice.
Ain't nobody got time for that. And I also believe that, you know, the poly relationships can work. I know people that live in New York. Shout out to New York. I miss my home. That he's from. Where you from again?
I'm from the Bronx, the boogie down.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Queens, representing Queens. Anyways, he had a lot to say last night, and we was going back and forth. But I know a couple of individuals that live in New York that mainly they're just a couple, but they have had the thought in their minds of having a third full-time, not part-time, not just for sex, but full-time, because they've connected with other individuals mutually and felt that other person mutually and actually asked that third party, would you consider being in a three-way relationship? What do you guys think about that? I think, I'm going to tell you there's a lot of positives to it, more so than the negatives, because I've seen it work. But that's a third income coming in. That's a third hot body coming in.
So they're living together and they're living together and everything.
Yeah, that's the concept.
So this is a polygamy of the gay world,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, polygamy has no gay or straight attachment to it, you know. But I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people want to have their cake and eat it too. And just imagine now, if you had that one person that you thought was your soulmate, that love at first sight kind of guy, who's to say out of the 7 billion people in the world, you can't have a third person where mutually y'all both would have that same connection with that person? Wouldn't you think ultimately that would make the relationship hotter? Hold on one second. Y'all talk on that. Hello?
Well, hell, if that's the case, then you might as well do like him, Michelle saying, Bill, you a damn man. If that's the case, you know, I got this person that I'm going out on dates with, this person I'm going to screw, this person in which I'm just going to talk and be emotionally connected with. I mean, if that's the case, then...
I mean, I'm going to say, I know one couple like that. One's a pharmacist, one's a lawyer, and one's a doctor. They have 3 incomes coming in, and they're doing very well. And they do have 2 adopted kids. It's actually one of my ex's brother, gay brother, whatever. So I don't really know what goes on behind closed doors. But to me, from the outside looking in, you know, you never know. They look like they're together. Like they have 2 beautiful kids. And again, I don't think that that's something. But they have a nice house. They have 3 incomes coming in.
I mean, if it worked for you and you're okay with it and you're not trying to make a
But what's
a family.
What's the point? Like,
I mean,
okay, wait. Allow me to clear this. Allow me to say this. I can be open-minded.
Yeah.
To say I can understand you having an emotional attachment to two people at the same time, or a strong emotional attachment, but for me, and it goes to being old-fashioned again, a commitment is between two people.
I can't help it.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how I feel. Commitment is between two people, not three.
It goes back to looking at things through another lens.
Right, and that's what I
There's
said.
more
I can
than
see where it would work for people.
For some people, yeah.
But I mean,
But I just wish I could understand like the reason behind it. I understand the 3 incomes but
see, but that just sounds materialistic.
That's just joking. I'm
Right,
not
no,
saying
that-
Yeah, but you
I
said
I wasn't joking. I didn't hear what y'all said. I'm sorry. I had to step out. We brought the fan fave Paris is here. Paris, how you doing?
Hello, everybody.
And his boo thing, Mr. Dwayne. He slapped.
Guys, how you doing?
And I missed what y'all had said, but no, I was very serious because times is hard. You know what I'm saying? And everybody ain't got the coins like that.
And that's why you.
But then that's what you need. That's never gonna work though.
No, but that's not the sole reason of being in a relationship.
No, but
I'm
times are
saying-
hard when you equate that. Well, when you make that statement, you talk about economic hardship, which means that you need supplemental income.
Right.
I mean that's.
Let's not automatically go and say brother broke. I'm just saying. At the end of the day, it's nice if you have a coin.
But when you hear the coin phrase, times are hard right now, you think about number one for me, I should say, the Great Depression. When you talk about times are hard, because that was a hard time for the people in America, and when now in regards to like poverty and things of that nature, with inflation and things of that nature, gas prices are going back up. And times really are hard for people. The job
So
market.
what's wrong with that third income? If you like the boy and your boy like the boy, what's wrong with bringing the boy in for that third income plus all the other benefits that could come out of that situation?
Well,
what's wrong with that?
Everything's wrong with it because a relationship is between two people.
That's
But
wrong.
Right.
But that's for majority of America. Now, for that other 5% of America that likes every Tom, Dick, and Harry, then
But you'd be surprised that 5% of America is actually about 35 to 45% of America who are okay with that fact. That goes back to when I was saying America is becoming more open.
I just find
to
it so
sexuality.
hard.
Hold on, talk one at a time.
I find it hard as gay people when you constantly judge that we judge other people so hard over. I just feel like let people do whatever makes them happy. Whatever makes you happy, as long as you don't sit on nobody's happiness, be happy. But sometimes when we say things are wrong, or you fucked up in the mind, or what's wrong. Like when we say that it's wrong, it's not it's wrong. It may not be for you. It just because people say that being gay is wrong. Loving another man is wrong. Being whatever is wrong.
Wow.
So in reality, we are. It's gonna always say we all are wrong. But you can't just say it's wrong. And
Right,
just
but
make it
don't-
work for you. Yeah, I said that's what I'm saying. But some people would be like, "Oh, it's just bad. It's all bad. It's never gonna work."
But don't put this is what, when you do something that's different to the normal, stereotypical family, when you do something that's out of the normal, you have to put yourself in the line to know you're going to be talked about, looked
And
about,
judged.
and judged. You understand? A 3-person relationship, if me, you, and him are holding hands walking down to the Parliament House and everyone knew we 3 was in a relationship, every eye would be honest like, what? Why? Why?
And that's a great question. Why? And that could probably be it too. Jealousy. But that to Tehran's point. Why? When outside of the Culture Club, we're already judged. So and like he was saying, that's my biggest problem. And that's why every time I start a video, I say adopting similar connections despite our differences. Because although we do have a lot of similarities, we do have a lot of differences. But you do you. And that's fine. It may not fit the way I like to live, but that's fine. I'm not gonna judge you. That's what the whole point of adopting similar inclinations despite our differences mean? I see a lot of benefits in bringing the third, fourth, fifth, sixth party in. Would I necessarily do it? No, I would not do it, okay? Because I think that the dynamic between two is so much more powerful than the dynamic between 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's just me. But some people might feel differently. Paris, you want another Dwayne in the situation?
You said, do I want? No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm good.
So you don't see the point in having...
Back in high school, maybe we could have some fun, but I'm grown now, so I'm good.
Okay. Can you just remind everybody your zodiac sign, the two of you?
I'm a Leo.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh, God. Y'all the best.
The topic was open relationships and bringing extra parties into a relationship. Is it successful? Does it work for you? And that's what we were talking about, because Brother Man over here was ransacked by Mr. Dwayne on the other video about open relationships. I don't know if y'all saw that video.
No, that was the new. That's the newest one. Yeah, it was like
that's one of the latest ones.
I didn't see that one.
But yeah, so that's where the topic came from. But it's interesting, Andreas, that you have a very like, no, this is not happening in my house kind of mindset.
What's your sign again?
I'm an Aries.
What?
Oh man.
And you don't believe in open relationships?
Okay, we're talking.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, out of all the signs, the Aries is the most adventurous.
We are.
And they are the most open-minded. So I'm just that's a little surprised. to
We
me.
are. We are.
And I like a Cancer or something.
Oh fuck no. But no. In all actuality, for me being an Aries, in my single life and in my, if I want to be in a relationship life, they're parallel. Like, they're two totally different lives. Because if I'm single, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do, how I want to do it, and that's just me. In my, I want to be in a relationship mindset, I'm more so, okay, well, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going after to get, and whatever, you know, within those boundaries of, okay, I'm gonna be faithful, I'm gonna be loyal, I'm gonna be ride or die, but I'm not gonna lie to you. If at the point at which my trust for you has been compromised, or if I have to go into my analytical overload, if I have to think about too many things and I question so many things, then I kind of revert back to that single life, because it's either I know how to be single or I know how to be in a relationship.
Well, I have a question. I don't know if you're about to say something, Paris.
No, not you.
Well, I have a question, because then if you think like that, if you're single, and if someone in a couple asks you to be the third wheel,
I'll do it.
you'll do it.
I'll do
then that.
Well, that's because there's no emotional attachment
There's no
for
emotional-
you.
right.
That's the difference.
That's like
There's
saying
no
someone-
emotional.
No.
He could leave that relationship and don't deal with whatever drama they're gonna deal
But
with.
it's like saying somebody, I don't like porn stars, but I watch porn. You're basically saying you'll be a part of the situation and you'll be accredited to it, but then you won't be a part of the situation on the side.
All right.
That's what don't make
Tehran
sense.
came on this video to talk today. Tehran is talking today.
No, it just.
Well, no, I get what you're saying, but it goes back to, I'm in a relationship, so therefore my thought process is totally different from when I am single and I'm having fun and I'm doing whatever
But you're part of the problem that you said. That's a problem that's wrong.
Well, no.
You're causing the problem.
No, I'm not. I'm not causing a problem, because they came to me asking me for my
It's
services.
already messed up. So I'm just
Right. So therefore, I'm not breaking up a home. I'm trying to fix whatever their problem is.
right.
Fix it.
Wait, hold on. Okay, well that's
That
an
could spice it
interesting,
a bit, yeah.
twisted way to look at it. That you're trying to fix the situation. That's I don't
Well,
know.
that's fix the situation as the third party.
As
That's
the
not
third
as
party.
involved in the relationship.
Right.
But
Right.
He is like,
That could be an option for them to, well, they feel like it's a fix for their relationship. They could have came together and said, hey, well, damn, this is what we need to fix our relationship. Something that's temporary, but nothing that's permanent that we want to just go and indulge in. So I would say, yeah, you could be that little fixer-upper, but then how long is it going to last?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
'Cause we'll go
Because
back
sex
to
is
the
only
same
sex.
show.
But once that's gone, what else do they have?
So then let me
That's
ask.
not my business.
So then let me ask you this. So if you knew that someone was in a relationship, and let's just say you knew Clark, and he's dating Dan, and you and Clark have history, and he's dating Dan, and he's telling you, you know, Dan get on my last nerve, blah blah blah. He not doing the things that I like that you do. You know, let's hook up a couple times. Would you mind? Would you do your thing with Clark because you have history with Clark, or would you care because? I mean, y'all did y'all thing in the past, so I mean, because you just
not to
said
your caliber at least, right?
Right. So you just said, I mean, you don't have any emotional attachment to the other person. Would you dibble and dabble?
It depends.
On. It's a yes and no responsibility. Right. Bold and blunt. Bold and blunt.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you that question.
I wouldn't, only because I respect the meaning of a relationship. If you invite me with your partner, you guys agreed on it. That's different. Now I'm the fixer upper.
Right.
But you have the problem. Your partner don't even know about me. Now I am being attributed to the problem and not the solution.
All right, Bronx know what he talking about. Okay. So what's your yes or no?
No, because I think that situation like that causes bad karma. When you are part of a situation like that, next time you get into a relationship, it may not work because that person does the same exact thing that you were doing. Mm-hmm. So, and then sometimes we may think something you do like 2 years ago may come back on you when you think you got your life together, and it may fuck you over. And everything that you build, because something you did 2 years ago when you were out there being the third wheel, and someone didn't know that you were messing around with their man. And then you get in a relationship, you think, oh God, this is the love of my life, we about to get married, and then it all goes aside.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Paris. Not yet. You gonna tweet?
Yeah, what's the number?
It's so hard to remember numbers. But Dwayne, yes or no?
But shit I did in my 20s.
Well, everybody know pretty much, my site as far as how I feel about it. I would say no, because at the end of the day, it's easier said than done when you can do it to somebody else, but when it happens to you, then it's a totally different thing. Mm-hmm. It depends on what really matters to you the most. Like for me, a relationship matters to me the most because that's the type of person that I am. That's the way that I've been brought up. So for me, it's like, I couldn't do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like he said on the end, it's about a level of respect. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, just think about it. Even if it wasn't you and your partner, what if it was somebody like your mom and somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that you can see her with, and another man comes along and do that. You know what I'm saying? It's different ways to look at it. So for me, no, I wouldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to myself, number one, because at the end of the day, I'm like, damn. I mean, even though I'm not emotionally attached, I just got myself involved in a situation that could blow up on me at the end of the day. Again, like you said, karma can come right back on you. So, I mean, you got to pick and choose your battles. You know what I'm saying? So for that right there, I would not even set myself up for failure for that. So.
Interesting. All right.
What about you, Justin?
Me?
No, the dog got hurt.
Oh, no. I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because
What if Clark is? What if you got Boris Kojo, and Tay Diggs, all right?
That's a wrong
And I don't know which one you like the most. Which one you like the most?
No, I like
between the two.
Tay Diggs.
Okay, so Tay Diggs is your boy. Y'all done did a couple things. Y'all phenomenal sex. I'm talking about what's the movie? 50 Shades of Grey.
Right.
Phenomenal sex, right? And he like, look, Boris is not hitting it the way, the way, I like it. I need you, Jay. I need you, baby. Hook me up, baby. And he start rubbing on the nipples and stuff.
Okay, to come
what you like
into their relationship?
No, for you and Tay Diggs to do their little bang bang.
I mean, it's Tay Diggs though, for me.
Right.
So Stan. Yes, he would do it.
So you're saying yes?
Yes, he would do it.
So you're saying yes?
No,
you're saying in a certain situation,
in that,
you might.
Maybe it just depends.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this.
That's a couple of drinks.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this.
Blame it on
alcohol, right?
All right, I'll do it. Damn it.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I would, but the only reason for me that would make me do it is if I don't know the third party. If I'm not cool with the third party, if we're not like really, really friends or whatever the case may be, I don't really know that person. I just know my past situation over here. Then I really don't have no ties to this other person. I really don't care. But once I start to get to know the other person and we're cool and I'm, palming him up every time, then that's when my feelings would start to change out of respect for this person because I know this person. Right. So that's how I would look at that particular situation.
Question. What if the person with the one that you don't really know, but then you start to get to know, what if they on the slide flirt with you?
Oh no, I ain't got time for that. Yeah. No, I ain't got time.
So wait, you're saying as long as you do not know the new boo, you are okay with it? But once you and the new boo cross paths, that's when you gotta stop fucking.
Yeah, that's when I would. That's when I wouldn't entertain a situation like that.
But that's a little hypocritical.
Not really.
You don't think so? Why? You're still involved.
Because you know who they are.
In a relationship.
You know who they are.
No,
you know that he's involved. It don't matter.
Yeah,
he could be involved with someone who lives in Japan.
Yeah,
he could be involved with someone who lives in Japan. It don't matter.
Right.
You coming in that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So you're okay with that as long as the dude is in Japan and you don't know.
Still gonna hurt whether y'all was friends or not friends.
Right.
It was like, a year ago we was messing around. Well, it's still gonna hurt as much as yesterday y'all was messing around. Mm-hmm. It's gonna hurt the same now.
I mean, I understand all that, but at the same time, if I want to get my nut and I know that this person gives me my nut the way that I want it, then yeah, I'm gonna handle my business. I'm grown. Right. And that's just how I feel about it. So y'all want me to be bold and blunt, I'll be bold and blunt. Now, like I said, if I start to get to know the individual that he's in a relationship with, then that's when I will stop because I have a respect for both parties. It's like, and this might be a far-fetched stretch for some of you guys that are listening, but it's like the respect that you have for a best friend and how you do things all the time with your best friend, but this acquaintance on the side, you don't really call them that much, you don't really do anything with them. It's kind of like, that's how I look at it. I already have a respect for this person because I know this person. I don't really know this person. So once I get to know this person, then yeah, I'll give them the same respect. That's how I look at it. So
will you ever tell that person, or are you just gonna wait till they find out?
That's
I'm saying, like, if y'all were to become
that's
cool
my friend's concern. That has nothing to do with me. That's the one. He's the one that's in a relationship. Like you said it earlier. He's the one that's in a relationship. I don't have any emotional attachment to what they got going on. I just know I want my nut.
Right.
So that's his problem to deal with that. That's his concern. That's not mine. Or at least that's how I look at it. Y'all may look at it differently, but hey, adopting similar connections despite our differences. What about you?
It's the same way. I actually know a couple that do threesomes with other people where their boyfriend, don't want them hanging out with anybody else or outside. If they meet somebody and they do a threesome or whatever, they cannot hang out after hours or on the side and be friends with them because they just, I don't know. I'm not in this situation, so. But I know how they react. I know,
So you're saying that they're okay? They can have threesomes.
They can have threesomes.
So
but
we together, we can have threesomes. But you don't want me out late night, hanging out, clubbing, and all that.
With
stuff.
the person we just had threesome with last night. No.
Okay. Then what's the point in that?
That's a trouble.
Well, no, I agree with that. I definitely agree. If I'm using you for a threesome and you're my temporary fix. I don't need to chill with you.
That's being insecure.
Why? It's not being insecure.
Yo, that's my word. Man, how many mics does it take to get the center of the top? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy out here, you know what I mean? Yo,